So when did book one come out? So you self-published this on Amazon. It came out in when was it?
Yeah, I self-published the first revision was September 2nd of 2017.
So you've written more than one book a year since this came out.
I don't know how, but yeah.
Oh, so tell me a little bit about how that has changed, right? Because like the first book, you're just writing for yourself, your friends, you probably don't really care about it. But now, I mean, you care about it, but you're not that concerned about the finished product. But now it's like you have an audience and you have a fan base and you have people that care about these characters and you're writing at a prolific pace of, more than one a year. How has the writing process changed, or has it? You just had this much story to tell about Jason Sterling.
It hasn't. For me, it hasn't. Yes, I write for a living now, but I still write for myself. I write a story that I want to hear, and it seems to be that the fans want to hear it too. And I do most of my writing late at night, usually after 9-10 o'clock at night, and it really hasn't changed for me. I just do what I enjoy doing.
And how weird is that for you to say out loud, I now write for a living?
That's almost as weird as saying fans. I when I put that first book out there and I saw that it sold, like 10 copies, I'm like, okay, I know 10 people. And then it was 25 copies. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I might know 25 people. And then when it hit 100, it's like, who is buying this?
Mm-hmm.
It's like people that I don't know are reading my book. I still can't wrap my head around that.
And just for reference, like, do you have any idea how many people have read the books or how many copies total of the books you've sold?
I haven't even thought to ask. I know it's quite a few.
Yeah.
But, and it's doing really, really, really well. And I never ask how many it's sold, or I just run with it.
Do you read the reviews?
Yes, I do. Every author loves to get that 5-star review,
right?
Glowing, this is all flowery and this is awesome. But I really, really appreciate those because they took the time. It's the 1-star reviews. When they take the time to write a review, I got to ask myself sometimes if they actually read the book that I wrote,
right? If
they're maybe confusing me with somebody else, or if they didn't, maybe they just took everything out of context. It doesn't, I don't put a lot of stock in those.
Right.
I just, it is what it is. It's not everybody's cup of tea. So,
yeah, I mean, no offense to anybody leaving a 1-star review, but you're an idiot. Because one, you can kind of tell by the cover of the book what you're getting, right? Nobody's picking this up expecting to read Eat, Pray, Love of some, woman's journey through self-exploration. You kind of know what you're getting with the book when you pick it up. And then, if you're more than a chapter through it, you're like, oh, I get the vibe. I like this. This is my cup of tea. Who gets to the end of one of your books and was like, that was not at all what I was expecting. I hated it. It was written horribly. I'm going to waste my time leaving a 1-star review. Grow up, people. Come on. I mean, you're not hiding it, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And, when I get those scathing 1-star reviews, this guy should never be a writer. And all I can think of myself is I make a living doing this. And you go back to a job that you hate every day. I mean, that's my self-consolation,
That's totally fair. So you write, man, this is like, you and I couldn't be more polar opposite. Like, all of my energy happens in the morning. If I could magically become a, write for a living, which I love that term. If I could write for a living, it would have to be like, wake up, jujitsu, take the kids to school, immediately start writing at 8:30 in the morning, because like I'm out of juice by like midday. So how does creativity start for you at 9 p.m.?
That actually goes back to when I was writing book one. I was still working a 9-to-5 job, and so the only time I could find to write was at night or on the weekends. And then I was about halfway through writing that first book when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. So after, working a 50-hour week, plus taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the wife, the only time I had left was at night. And I've tried writing during the day. Sometimes I can pull it off, sometimes I can't, but generally at night is when I can self-center and go with it. Um, you know, I do know writers that treat it like a business, and I completely understand that the way of doing things. You know, they're up at 6 o'clock in the morning. By 8 o'clock, they're writing. They'll put in 6 or 8 hours, and then go on about their day. It has never worked for me.
So not knowing anything about your personal life, if this is off limits, just tell me to shut up. That's totally fine. I'm used to it. Is your wife doing okay? Has she recovered?
Oh, yeah, she beat cancer. She
Awesome.
went through all the surgeries, did the chemo, all of that, and fully recovered. So, we thank God every day for that. And,
That's awesome.
But here we are, just living life.